very close still, and I really don't think, like I mentioned, that there's a phenomenal difference, but definitely the 13 mini is the faster one for sure. So in terms of that, that covers up the speed comparison. Now let's go and hit on the cameras. Now on the back, you have that dual camera setup on the iPhone 13 mini, a wide angle lens and an ultra wide sensor. With the iPhone 11 Pro, you actually have that triple camera setup. So you have a wide angle lens, telephoto lens, and an ultra wide sensor. So you're getting an additional sensor on the iPhone 11 Pro, which is a really awesome thing. Now you do have 4K 60 on the back and the front of both of these, so that's another pretty big thing to keep in mind as well. Now with the 13 mini, I think you're getting a very good camera setup, and I think the 11 Pro's camera is still very good as well. Now one thing I want you to kind of see is the similarity between the software. I mean, the UIs are almost identical. The main difference that we have is that the iPhone 13 series, all these iPhones, now had this new cinematic mode, which I think is cool. I really don't think it's like a worthwhile change to just go from an 11 Pro to the 13 mini, even just based off cameras because of this. But you are missing a telephoto lens on the 13 mini, which the 13 Pro has. But I do like cinematic mode. I don't see why it couldn't have just came on the iPhone 11 Pro, to be honest. Now with the iPhone 11 Pro, this is a very solid camera still. I mean, it's still perfect in so many different ways. Like I mentioned, you have the same video resolutions that you can film in. So that's amazing in and of itself. You have the capability of zooming in and zooming out a lot. I've noticed that the zooming out capability, at least for the 11 Pro series, is a little bit slower and not as smooth as the 13 mini. But the 13 mini's camera is still great, but the 11 Pro's camera is still great too. Now with the 13 mini, this camera is very good, and I want you to kind of see that the zooming out and zooming in, look how much smoother it is on something like a 13 mini. You may not be able to tell if I didn't do it side by side, but that definitely is a little bit smoother. And one thing I've always liked about the 11 Pro is how beautiful this phone looks. I mean, it's still like a beautiful looking device. The 11 Pro is a great camera, but the 13 mini does take it up a notch, especially with that cinematic mode. So when it comes down to the cameras, I like the 13 mini, I think it's great, but I still think the 11 Pro is very close, and in terms of quality, there's more similarity than not, to be completely honest, but the 13 mini still